Hello, this is part 2 of the Aztek Skateboards. Now that we have classified costs, we're going to see how these costs play out in the income statement. So in this part it says that it's the contribution and format income statement. So I've given you some details down here in terms of the fixed selling, administrative, and the cost of goods sold. This is taken from the information that we completed on the first, but I've simplified it just a little bit for this exercise so that we can actually get to the objective of this exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and start by building my contribution format income statement for January. So it asks me for the units sold, and I've made two columns here. One is so that you can put the per, and one so that you can multiply it out times the units sold. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So the units sold, so instead of typing in 100, which I happen to know is the amount that they were going to sell in January, I'm actually going to do what we call a cell reference. So I'm going to hit my plus or my equal sign. I'm going to come back to the original spreadsheet over here, and you can see that number of skateboards sold in January is 100. So as soon as I put my clicker or my mouse on there, it kind of gives me those dashes, and then I hit the enter key and that number automatically shows up here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so how much did we make in sales? So again, the sales number is found in much the same way because it was on the first sheet. So I'm going to again hit my plus or equal sign. And the sales price per skateboard is $215. So I'm going to carry that over. And then the name of this game is to do the extension, but have Excel do it for us because it's lots more fun that way. So I'm going to hit the plus or equal sign, and I'm going to take the sales price and multiply it times the sales units, and it's going to give me the sales. So now under here, the idea behind the contribution format income statement is that we're going to separate our variable and our fixed expenses out. So here I've given you the number for cost of goods sold. So here I'm just going to put in the per column that's $77.50, and again what I'm going to do is multiply out this $77.50 times what? Yep, times the units sold in January, and that is my total cost of goods sold. So you'll come down here and then you're going to put your variable selling. I've given you variable selling. Okay, the variable selling, also in case you're curious, you can see up here in the formula bar that came from cell B20. So if I look back over here, B20 was $10. Okay, I just made it a little easier for you so that you could find that. So now I'm just going to reference this cell since it's the right amount. Okay, and again I'll carry that over and I'll take the $10 and I'll multiply it times there. Okay, so I would like you to fill out both the contribution format income statement for January as well as the traditional one. And again, that cost of goods sold is just going to use the amount that I have here. We're going to further expand on the cost of goods sold through the next couple of chapters, but for now that's the number we're going to use. So all right, go ahead and finish those, and then when you come down over here, I've just given you a couple of what ifs because I'd really like to have you see the beauty of why we like to separate things out by the contribution format income statement and really tear apart and look at the variable expenses, right? So that can help us with some of our decision making as we go forward. So it says now change the sales price to $200 instead of $215, and then tell me about the gross margin and the net operating income and the contribution format, the contribution margin, and you can just put your answers over here. All right. One important safety tip is that the net operating income under both methods, whether it's the contribution format income statement or the traditional, will be exactly the same. So if they're not, you may want to check yourself and make sure that they are. Okay. So then you'll answer a couple of questions down here, and then there's another part and it says return to the original data. So not this one, but the original data, which would be this one. And it says, and now suppose the number of sold is 10% higher. So you'll go ahead and instead of using the units sold at 100, you'll use 10% higher. And then there's a following what if. What if the cost to Aztek was 20% lower? So that would reduce your cost of goods sold by 20%. And then go ahead and explain a little bit about what happens there. So I ask you a couple of questions, and that's how we complete this second part.